Well, I was doing Whitest Kids already. We had been performing together for a while, and we started doing the TV show. And I was just like, well, I have, when we're not doing the TV show, I have more time to do something. So, let's try doing this. And so I just started trying to do stand-up. And I've never, ever, I don't think there's been 1 year. That was in 2006. I don't think there's been 1 year since then where I've felt like I've been able to commit to it 100%. So I always have something else going on. Like when I started it, I also did the Whitest Kids, and then I got married and had a kid. And it's like, so I've never been able to focus 100% on it, but I do it as much as I can, and I have a lot of fun with it. I kind of do it for fun and for something. Now I live in South Dakota, so I do it for something to kind of get me out and about to do different things. So. It was, it was different for me because I had already been very used to the stage. Because I was already doing a lot of stuff. I'd already been on stage a lot with Whitest Kids, and doing shows and stuff all over the place. And, I already knew a lot of the other stand-ups. And, some people already kind of knew who I was a little bit. So it wasn't as, it's not like I had to go to an open mic and after, it's not like I had to go to an open mic and never having been on stage at all before, But I still was doing my own things. For the first time in front of other people, my own jokes and whatever. So that was scary, but it was mostly like, when I started it was like I was just telling some stories, which I don't really do anymore. Now it's more kind of jokey, but yeah, it was still scary, but it was, it was so much fun that I kept doing it. My favorite album would be, the one that comes off the top of my head would be Bob Newhart. What is that called? The Button Down Mind of Bob Newhart. It's like 50 years old. It's awesome. Bob Newhart was really, really great. And as far as like live specials, man, it's been a while since I watched one. I have so many friends that put out specials and albums, and I'm so bad at sitting down and fucking listening to them. Oh, if we're gonna talk about albums, the latest one that a friend of mine put out that I really love is my friend Zach Peterson from Omaha. Put out one about a year ago, and he's fantastic. If you're watching this, you should look him up because he's more handsome and funnier than me. So definitely a total package. But yeah, specials, I don't know. The first special I ever saw that really hit me was Eddie Murphy Raw. And some of those jokes maybe wouldn't play as well today as they used to, but it was still fucking awesome. So. My favorite comedy film would probably be Brain Candy, Kids in the Hall. Favorite sketch show would probably be Monty Python's Flying Circus. I still watch that all the time. I really liked the first 3 seasons of Arrested Development. The current one, I love The Good Place. I think The Good Place is awesome. There's a lot of other current comedy stuff I haven't seen. Everyone tells me I should sit down and watch Barry or Veep. Or I've never really seen much of Parks and Rec or The Office. So there's a lot that I haven't seen a lot of. But The Good Place, I love. There's a comedian, I know he was writing for Conan for a while. I haven't talked to him in a while, so I don't know what he does now. But there's this comedian, Jesse Popp, and he used to write so many great jokes. And he had this joke about an ATM machine that I really loved. But I feel like I would murder if I tried to do it. But, that's the thing is I've met so many comedians and made friends with so many comedians that I'm trying to think of, one joke. And, I think I may have had too much to drink right now to remember one specific one, but I don't know. Yeah, a lot of good people with a lot of good jokes. Yeah, that's it. Look up Jesse Popp. He's awesome. One of the other Whitest Kids that goes on tour and does his own things right now is Trevor, and I think it'd be fun to for us to do a co-tour where he's doing his music and I do stand-up with him. That'd be cool, But yeah, I have so many friends that do stand-up that I'm I almost feel like if I say one person, I'll be leaving everybody else out. So, because I have so many friends I'd love to tour with, Well, you'd have to say Don Rickles because he was really good at it. Jeff Ross. I'd just say the people that are good at it. Anthony Jeselnik, who's a friend of, he used to perform with Whitest Kids a lot, and he actually did roast me a little bit at a show once, and it was great. Chelsea Peretti, who's really good at that kind of thing, and she was another friend that we always saw at Whitest Kids shows and stuff. She would do shows with us a lot. That's 4. I don't know who else. You know what? Sam from the Whitest Kids is good at roasting me. He'd be good on that. That's a good, what do you call it? A dais? That's a good dais. I've never done improv. Obviously, I've done sketch stuff. I like that. I have directed my own sketches once or twice, and like I put a couple of them on YouTube, but mostly just like not to really any success. I've written a comedy comic book with a friend that is slowly being completed and drawn. I can't draw, but somebody else is drawing it and doing it. And yeah, in White Kids we wrote movies. I've written some movies. I'm actually slowly working on a novel idea, like for a book that's gonna be funny and also like super weird. So yeah, always trying to find different ways to be funny. Well, the thing is right now I kind of almost do it as like a hobby, sort of. I would like to keep doing stand-up as much as I can and possibly get an album out is what I really want to do within, not 5 years, but maybe 1 or 2 years, finally get an album out. I've been meaning to do it forever. And then, it would be great to, Whitest Kids, we've been talking about doing a new thing together, like preferably a movie or a miniseries together for a long time. It'd be great to finally get that sometime soon. Twitter, at Timmy is a Nerd. You can look me up by name, Timmy Williams, on Facebook. I feel like they understand why I am the way I am, and also just to have a good time, obviously. I'm just laughing at stupid things, because a lot of my comedy is, like my stand-up stuff is laughing at myself a little bit, but just laughing at just how, like, stupid things are. Things are just kind of stupid, so. This is Timmy Williams. I'm standing in a driveway. And you can check me out at acutiepie.com where I'm being interviewed right now.